What up, everyone? Today we're going to be doing a quick rundown. We're going to go over the state of Throwing Liberty. We're also going to be going for my plans on patch 1.8 that should be coming out on the 21st. Alright, so patch 1.8 should be coming out on the 21st according to Amazon's X or Twitter post, with the new 2-star dungeons, not to be confused with tier 2 dungeons. They are separate things. People are speculating that we're going to be getting some world boss, field boss armor and accessories in here, just not the weapons, and a few new items that we don't currently have in the game, but you can kind of look at them through the auction house because they are listed in there. They're just grayed out because no one is selling them. Now, both fortunately and unfortunately, there's no confirmation on any of this other than two things. The first being this patch is going to go live on November 21st. The second is that Amazon did specifically state that unlike the Korean version that uses the same dimensional tokens to enter their 2-star dungeons, it would just cost more of them. Ours will cost a whole different currency to actually go in and loot them. We don't have confirmation on how much of those currencies it'll cost, how much we'll get per day. We can assume it's 900. We can assume that it's 300 to actually loot the dungeon, just like our current setup is, but we have no confirmation. Since this was changed from how the 2-star dungeons in Korea work, there could be other changes that Amazon has done. That includes what kind of loot we're going to be able to get from them. They did state that we should be able to go ahead and continue spending our current coins. However, I'm going to stay on the side of caution. I'm going to keep hoarding my current dimensional coins. I won't overcap, but I will stay at 3,600, and every day when I get to 4,500, I'll run my 3 dungeons, go back down to 3,600. That way, on Thursday the 21st, I will have 4,500, and if in fact nothing changed with it, then I'll go ahead and I'll run all of them and get all my coins and all my loot, and it'll be fine. But in case they did, I'm not caught with my pants down. The other thing I would recommend doing is not trading anything, not trade extracting, not selling, not lithographing. We don't know what the economy will look like. Just like any kind of economy, real life or video games, it could go either way. This could be a high point, and then when our 2-star gear comes out, it could end up being a low point in the economy and you could have missed your chance. But I think stuff will go up in cost because people will get new gear. More people will get the gear they've been trying to get via field bosses, and they're going to have to trade that gear up. They may not have been farming the gear this entire time, and you could have a surplus. You could have the items that they need, and you'll benefit from the auction on those first couple of days. I also wouldn't be using your salvation tokens if you do have a surplus of those. Again, who knows what they may add. If they could add some new boxes that also still use these old salvation tokens instead of maybe a new set that they come out with for these new dungeons, it is unknown. So again, stay on the side of caution. It's only a few days away. We can hold out until then. And then, as always, as I do, I will be making my Guides for Dummies series for these new dungeons as they release on Thursday. So, state of the game. I personally have about 500 hours on the game right now, and that is actual gameplay hours, not just sitting in town AFK hours. Well, not all of it anyway. There have been some good changes that Amazon has put out, such as the dungeon random queuing system and the additional rewards tied with it, plus the additional rewards for field or world bosses getting that chest that could potentially have the loot that the boss would have dropped if your RNG isn't that great. So there are some positives there. However, there are also some negatives. Now, the game is primarily PvP focused. The PvE content as it is right now is not too much. There really isn't much you can do outside of just continuously farming. Now, that is to be expected from a Korean or Eastern game versus a Western style game where it's a lot of other content that you can do dungeons, raids, farming, your professions like mining and gathering, stuff like that. But I think with that lack of Western style PvE or social content, and with how Amazon has kind of treated the whole zerging and exploiting and just abusive and toxic behavior that the game really enables by some of these bigger guilds, it has put a lot of people off from the game, unfortunately. Now, sadly, these are just the facts. I'm not trying to throw hate on the game. I'm not dooming here, some would say. It's just how it is. We've seen a drastic decrease in player population. Additionally, even though Amazon has taken some steps to curb exploits and botting and RMT and stuff like that, actually a lot of players' feedback is that it's not a strict enough punishment, that there are players breaking the rules that in many other games would equal a permanent ban of their accounts or deletion of their accounts entirely. However, Amazon is refusing to do that. They are going for a very lenient punishment, and some of these players have just continued to do what they do and continue to exploit and bot, and Amazon has really just been doing the whole "we promise not to do it again and we won't ban you," but they will never ban them because these players are still potential customers and they are the ones who are spending the big bucks for the game. Even if it is through third-party websites, at some point Amazon and NCSoft have made money, even if that money was obtained in any other way. The only case is when it's fraudulent and there's chargebacks involved, at which point they're losing. But even, on the other methods, they're making money somehow. And even on the NCSoft recent financial reports, they haven't shown anything regarding Throne and Liberty, and that is a bit concerning. They did announce that they will be pushing into Aeon 2 starting next year, and there have been some rumors and speculation that NCSoft may be dissolving the Throne and Liberty team and the game entirely in favor for Aeon 2 that has an established IP, has established players that still play Aeon, stuff like that. And with them holding back financial reports for Throne and Liberty, with the company itself dissolving other teams that aren't making enough money. And as we all know, there really isn't much to spend in Throne and Liberty. Once the Lucent is in the market, it's in the market. Yeah, you can buy more, but it really just shifts hand until the taxes eat away enough to where people need to purchase more to put in the market. They really don't have that large of a cash shop that could entice players to spend a few dollars here and there every once in a while, like some other games with the cash shop do. Now, I personally plan on playing Throne and Liberty for the foreseeable future. Of course, this channel will cover other games such as Ashes of Creation, Core Punk, PoE 2, etc., etc. But I do plan on still playing through Throne and Liberty until either the developers just do not do anything with the game or the doors close. Sorry to end that off on a negative note, but what do you guys think about the game in its current state? What are your expectations going into the future? What are you excited about with the coming patch this Thursday and with future patches like the expansion, the additional weapons, the raid, etc., etc.? Go ahead and leave your feedback in the comments below. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, go ahead and give it a like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. As always, this was Fate. Have a great day.